Hi, welcome back to my channel. Is that what all the YouTubers say? Um, I thought that we would do a sketchbook tour of the sketchbook I used for the entirety of this year. I'm so excited to show you it. There's going to be a lot of bad art, let me tell you that. Um, it was a very much an experimental sketchbook. So let's get into it. I started it on April 9th, 2025, and I wanted to do like a background, like a cover page with watercolor. And this was going to be the first time I used watercolor in years. I was thinking like landscape with sunsets and mountains, and then I did a little paint swatch at the bottom. And as you see here, I made a big mistake. That was my hardest thing with watercolors. I'm still no expert by any means, but I had a hard time blending colors. I was adding way too much water, and that's why everything looks speckled, but it still turned out pretty. And here is a portrait of my husband and my son. This is when the AI trend for Studio Ghibli was going around, and I was like, screw this AI slop, I'm gonna paint portraits. And so I did, and I used gouache for the first time. I made everything a little too thick. I did not add enough water to the paint, so that's why the colors look off. The textures are really weird, nothing blended right, but it still looks like them, and I was actually pretty proud for how everything turned out. And I made sure to do my husband's favorite color and my son's favorite color for their shirts. And then here you can notice a huge change. That's me. And you can tell that I had a lot more experience with the gouache. And then this little dude here, look at how cute he is. I did a landscape of Studio Ghibli, and I still have not painted it. I was going to use gouache again, but I got intimidated because I didn't want to ruin the sketch. So I don't know if I'll do that next year, or I guess this year. So we're almost there. Oops, spoiler alert, I skipped a page. Here, I messed up so bad. I don't know what I did with that extra watercolor there. I think I wanted to like do shading, and then I just did that. But I wanted to do like watercolor with hair and practice shading. It's really messed up, but she kind of looks like David Bowie a little bit now that I'm looking at her. So here is the watercolor fruit study that you guys totally did not see. I did strawberries, apples, a pear, and some lemons on a tree. Oopsie, another page I skipped. Here is my strawberry spread. It's one of my favorite spreads in this sketchbook. I did page with water highlight and no water highlight. You could totally tell a difference. That one right there is my favorite. So I use water highlight more. And these girls were used with ink, I believe. I messed up her lips, but... And Poison Ivy, love her. Big Batman fan. And here are my eyeballs. I love going over eyes with pen and ink. Look at that contrast. I really think you can really capture everyone's emotions with the contrast and the bold statements of pen and ink. I remember I wanted to do the spread too because I'm really bad at drawing faces and then the eyes, so just needed some extra practice. And here's some mushrooms. I love doing mushrooms. You can make them any which way or color, like the brown, and then you have the classic red. And here is a gouache painting spread. I love doing things like this because it's just so easy. It's layer on layer, and it looks so pretty. It's so easy and it's so fun. That's why I love doing these types of paintings. And then we have a sunflower summer themed one. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's part of the page, but... And this was in May, and I know it was in May because I wanted to do Mermaid. And who better to start off with than Ursula, the queen herself. And I did a 9 by 12 of her, and I didn't like how it turned out. But in May again, we will draw Ursula. Now this spread here totally took me out of my comfort zone. Look at all the colors. It's so vibrant. These were both a watercolor prompt from, I believe her name is Rebel Unicorn Crafts. I will link her in the description below. I love going to her account to find different prompts to use, because if you want to relax your brain but still paint, she is the perfect place to go for that. And I always have so much fun. Oh, and here we have some lips. Mwah! That was kind of cheesy. Anyways, I love doing lips. This one was marker. That was marker. This one was gouache and some ink, of course. Needed to practice some lips, so I did some blue. And that was supposed to be Jill Valentine. I did the face and then the eyes after, and I don't know why, but they always turn out so bad when I do that. I'm so backwards. I know. Oh well. This one my son drew. He was like, I want to draw a picture for you. And it's so cute. It's hearts. And here is a Daisy watercolor picture. And then the mermaid spread. I did ink that apparently has some pearlescent in it. I didn't know it did. Very shimmery. And then I used alcohol markers for the first time here. They were really, really cool. I loved the color and the application. It just stinks because they bleed through. And use some pearlescent here. And just the pearlescent swatches. I believe this one is regular ink, and you can totally tell a difference between the two. Like, I noticed that the pearlescent is more cloudy. You have to add a lot more water. Ignore that hand. I don't know what was going on. I was testing some shading. But the sparkles look nice. And here I got some new ink pens, so I wanted to test those out. And here is regular ink. Do you see what I mean, though? They're just so much easier to work with. I will definitely stick with using the regular ink. Pearlescent is very pretty, but it's not going to be my first choice. And alcohol markers. This is the Ohuhu pastel, and now that I know how to blend, they're so much fun. The thing that sucks though is they bleed through, so you have to be careful with your application. Yeah, you see, that's why I didn't color in this page. And then some pumpkins. Oh, I love pumpkins. I was going to paint these, but I got distracted by goats. I was playing a lot of Cult of the Lamb, so that's why I drew this. With the Sins, if you know, you know. Love Cult of the Lamb. And I wanted to incorporate a little bit of my style with Cult of the Lamb. And here's just a sketch of a goat. He's a cool goat. And these portraits here were from Thew. I wanted to test some ink. So Thew does black and white portraits. He's on Instagram. Definitely check him out. Here is a demon spread. That's supposed to be fire, but I got distracted because look at all those chickens. That's a plump one. That's me. I just got the urge to draw chickens. I love farm animals. There's a rooster. He looks like a sly rooster now that I'm looking at him. Now, this one right here, this was created out of sheer boredom. I was watching 90 Day Fiancé, and for some reason, eyeballs just came into my brain, and I wanted to color them. And so I colored them, and then I did some black and white for that contrast. And I had to do some Christmas themed lights. I wanted to use watercolors, and so I did. Did permanent marker first, and then the colors, and it looks so nice. makes me think of my childhood. So yeah, I think it's a nice color combination. They all look great together. And then for the last pages, I did some holly and ornaments. I love doing holly so much. It's just so easy, and the red is one of my favorite colors. And then here I used a gold watercolor. Came in a set of like silver and other chrome colors. So that's it. I'm so excited to start a 2026 sketchbook and to have you guys with me for that. See you next year.